Hey everybody and welcome back. I just got a quick update for you regarding what's going on over here on my channel and a recent occurrence that happened to me while actually recording next week's vlog. Out doing some wildlife photography, and the worst thing in my opinion that could happen while going out is damaging your equipment. And unfortunately that is what happened to this itty bitty little lens. So while out photographing at Circle B Bar Reserve, I was out walking back to the car. I had finished up the vlog and everything, got what pictures and video I could of any wildlife that I did see. And this, my Sony 200-600, was mounted to my Sony a7R4. And I had my Atomos Ninja V mounted as well, so I could, record while shooting at the same time. And it became dislodged from the gimbal head. And if you're anything like me, you've heard for the longest time from every other professional photographer out there that you don't want to walk around with your camera attached to your tripod slung over your shoulder. But we've all done it. We've all done it. We all think, oh, it's never gonna happen to me. I'm super careful with my equipment, make sure everything's tightened down. But unfortunately, the truth of the matter is it can happen. It was attached to this gimbal head right here. This is the Magnus GH-M1 purchased from B&H Photo. And I thought that this little twist down clamp was tight. Every time I would take it off my shoulder and set the tripod down, and before I'd put it back on, I'd make sure that every little twist knob was clamped down tight. And the unfortunate fact of the matter is, it wasn't. This one time it wasn't. And somehow, well, not really somehow, I can see now why, because this little rubber doodad slips off so easy, and it would just move in my fingers. It felt like I was tightening the gimbal head clamp, and it wasn't. And it worked itself loose. And I'm not a very tall person. I'm fairly average, at least for a woman, is 5'4". So having the camera slung over my shoulder, it fell from about 5 feet onto a compacted hard dirt trail. And so it landed it down first and impacted at such an angle that it just popped the lens bayonet assembly completely off my camera. It took the connector and everything, stripped the screws that would attach the bayonet to the actual rig. And as you can see here, there's a couple of screws in each corner, completely stripped the heads off. And now I have a significant amount of dust inside my rear element, and I'm not excited about that. It warped by the mount right along this edge here, and the unfortunate reality is that it happened. And yes, there were steps that I could have taken to mitigate it from happening, and I thought I was doing my due diligence, and I wasn't. But I am extremely fortunate and grateful that I do have camera equipment insurance. So this is not sponsored in any way for that, but I highly recommend having camera equipment insurance. Even if you're a hobbyist and not a professional, not making money off this, have some type of insurance to cover your equipment. In case of loss, damage, theft, you never know what can happen. My insurance is through PPA, Professional Photographers of America. It covers like $15,000 worth of equipment, loss, damage, theft, and it's like something like $360 something a year. I'll have the link for it down below in the description. But with it, not only do you get camera insurance, but you also get education, you get workshops, you can work towards certificates of professional photographers. a bunch of different benefits besides just camera insurance. It's just the primary reason why I went with PPA. But I also have renter's insurance and a specific clause in my renter's insurance that covers all up to $25,000 of my camera equipment. So no matter what, I highly, highly, highly recommend camera equipment insurance in some fashion. And if you travel outside of the United States, make sure it covers outside of the United States and not just the contiguous United States. And if you're from another country, just see what your country offers. See what different options there are. Shop around. It was a really sad moment realizing that one of my favorite lenses fell 5 feet to the ground and broke. It's disheartening because I was super excited, and down here, this is my most used lens in Florida between wildlife and rocket launches. And I've reached out to a couple of camera repair shops, local camera repair shops, and Sony makes it a little bit more difficult to access repair parts and spare parts in general, just for the average consumer and for the small mom and pop shops. So I'm waiting to hear back on if they can acquire the necessary parts, but if not, I have to go to Miami, which is the closest repair shop certified by Sony, the only one in the state of Florida. So that's my unfortunate reality. I am very fortunate though that 1, camera insurance, 2, I have a backup camera or backup telephoto lens. No, it doesn't have the same reach as a 200 to 600, but it does have 100 to 400. And with the body that I have, this A7R4, I can throw it in a crop sensor mode and have the equivalent of 1.5 by 4, 600. Gotta do some quick math there on the fly. So I am fortunate enough in that it's not going to impact me too terribly, and my camera came out completely unscathed. My monitor came out completely unscathed. It's just my lens. But still, if I didn't have the insurance, and I still don't have a quote on how much this is going to cost. I'm hopefully going to do that later today, finding out how much it's going to cost to repair it. But if I didn't have insurance, that is a very large amount of money that would be coming out of my pocket that I would not be able to afford. Or make it a lot more difficult to be able to afford replacing or fixing the lens. And that's happened to me, especially with the camera body with my A7R3. I'll link to the video this side. Yeah, link to the video up here. Where I lost my A7R3 body to doing Z-scapes. And it was like my first time out with that body. And unfortunately at that point, I didn't have camera insurance. I've since learned, gotta have that camera insurance. But yeah, so that's the most recent update on this channel. Here in the next week, I'll have that vlog of when the camera fell. And unfortunately, no, I don't have actual footage. Or probably fortunate for me, I don't have actual footage of me dropping the camera and it coming down. But I am looking at replacing this now. I'm not a big fan of these twist clamps. Right now, I'm probably going to look into the Really Right Stuff lever clamps, because those have worked really well for me in the past and feels a lot more secure than just your regular twist clamps. But I might also look into other twist clamps, ones with actual, not circular knobs, but like actual like grippy, the star-shaped knobs, like what you find on these ends. But yeah. So learn from my mistake, learn from my really expensive lesson, and if you can help it, don't carry your camera connected to the tripod over your shoulder. Yeah, it's just a really expensive mistake for me to learn, and I'm gonna have to take it with a grain of salt, replace or fix the lens, and move on from there. Learn from my mistake. So try to learn from my mistake again. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.